Hello and welcome to ALF Podcast, the best place to know about current affairs and tactical analysis of the beautiful game. I'm your host, Brian Ruto, and today we're going to be talking about Leeds United. Leeds United have been remarkable this season. They have already surpassed the expectations that many people had of them before the season started, and they've already scored 12 goals in 6 games, which is very good for a championship club, and they look like they're not backing down anytime soon. So, just to start about Leeds United and my first perspective of the team, as I was choosing my FPL team, I was looking at the price tags of the players, and I think the most expensive player in Leeds United was only costing £5, and that was Patrick Bamford. And so, I thought, they could be really good bench players. But before I could choose any of them, I had to look at what kind of players I'm choosing. So I went ahead and watched some of the videos of Leeds United in the Championship last season, and just as I was looking at one of the videos, there was this video where they were attacking, and the other team was, of course, the other team was defending, and they were attacking, and they were attacking in very large numbers. Like, all the fullbacks had gone in front, the midfielders, the number 8s had gone so far forward, and I think the only person who really looked like he remained behind was Liam Cooper, their captain, who's the centre back. And you could really see how the other team was really put under immense pressure. And when Leeds got a corner, the corner was taken, and when the other team cleared, you would think that because everybody's forward, they're gonna be countered by the other team. But I mean, the pace at which everybody came back was the pace at which everybody went forward is the same pace that everybody came back and defended, and just like that, the counter was countered. And so, like, that was just a taste of what we were going to see, or I was going to see, of the Premier League, of Leeds in the Premier League, and I was like, okay, let's see if you guys can do that in the Premier League. And we have not been disappointed by Leeds, and they have come and done it again in the Premier League, where many people don't expect them to do it because they're just a championship team, and you are really, expected to be supposed to fear the other teams. But as you saw in the first fixture, they played against Liverpool, who are the Premier League champions, and you could really see the boldness and the how they were daring to the game, and they didn't back down. They still pressed in numbers, they still defended in numbers, and even though Liverpool won the game, I'm pretty sure many people thought that, wow, Leeds really played very well. So you could see the bits and how they were going to be in this season. They scored 3 goals, which are very good goals, even though Liverpool won. But that was really the start of what was going to be of Leeds in this season. And so you could see how they came back in the Fulham game, where they won 4-3, and the game at which they played, even though Fulham was also from the Championship with them, but you could see how they were playing. They were pressing in numbers, they were defending in numbers, and that was really a good taste of what was going to come. The second question we were going to ask ourselves is if the formation that they used in the Championship was still the same formation that they will use in the Premier League. And they have used the same formation, which is 4-1-4-1, where the fullbacks Luke Ayling and Stuart Dallas push forward and almost invert inside into the box so that they can add numbers in the box. and not like normal fullbacks in the modern game where they usually push forward and occupy the wings, but not necessarily that Luke Ayling and Stuart Dallas can do that, but they normally invert into the box. And after doing that, that means Calvin Phillips, who's usually referred to as the Yorkshire Pillow, usually goes back and normally acts like a third CB. It looks like he acts like a third CB, but not necessarily, just number 6 who drops back just a little bit to act like the third CB. But in other circumstances, Calvin Phillips pushes forward and looks like he acts like a number 8, so he can add numbers there when they are attacking. And you could really see how the system works because it's so flexible. You can decide to put Luke Ayling as the centre back. You can decide to put Calvin Phillips as another CB or another 8, and that's why the system has been hard to beat for other teams, because you don't know how they're going to set up for any kind of game. The other people I want to talk about mainly is somewhat of the front three. That is Patrick Bamford, Jack Harrison, and Helder Costa. And I've been really impressed by the three of them, who, for one, what they have in common is not only are they all left-footed, but they have all gone through many loan spells. That is, they have moved from many clubs, and so that basically means that those clubs, the former parent clubs, didn't really see the potential in them, and didn't really think that they could make it in their squads in the world of football. But you can really see how they've matured under Marcelo Bielsa. And let me start with Jack Harrison, who is still on loan from Manchester City, but you really have to credit Leeds United and Marcelo Bielsa for his growth and maturity in the game. And one of the things that Jack is good at is his crossing. He's good in putting in those crosses. He can cut inside and he can shoot with his weaker foot. And so he's a really bad threat to the other team, as he did it in, I think, Liverpool. He scored the first goal for Leeds against Liverpool, and he cut inside. He dribbled through Trent and Joe Gomez very easily and scored the goal with his weaker foot. Helder Costa has some similar attributes like Jack Harrison, but he can put in a cross, he can cut inside and shoot with his left foot. But the main thing, or the good thing about Helder Costa is that he has good movement in the box whenever there is a cross, whenever there is a set piece. And this was seen in the game against Fulham, where they won 4-3. And his first goal was after a corner was taken, and you could really see how he moved, and he positioned himself so well that the ball came to him and he scored. That's one good thing about Helder Costa and what he does for Leeds, that he has good movement and he positions himself well in a set piece, and so that's a threat to other teams. And that has really been seen in the games that they have been playing. But the main guy I want to talk about again is Patrick Bamford, who has really surpassed the expectation that many people had on him. You can't blame people for saying that they thought that he couldn't make it to the Premier League, but he has done it, even though it's so early to call. But you can see that he's not gonna flop for this season, and you can't blame him because he failed. No, you can't blame the critics because he failed in Burnley. He never made it as a Chelsea player. So, but under this Leeds team, under the system that is there, you can see how he's gonna succeed, because in Leeds everybody does the work, including him. Everybody works. It's a team effort. That's what I'm trying to say. And though it's a team effort, he's also really a good hard worker, and this can be seen in the goals that he has scored in Liverpool game. In the Liverpool game, it was as a result of the Van Dijk error and that ability to pounce at scrappy goals or at any kind of error, which is a striker's instinct, and he did that, and that's why, and that's how he scored in the Liverpool game. He scored against Aston Villa. I think it was on Friday. He scored against Aston Villa. The first goal he scored was just a good sense of anticipation. Where was it Rodrigo shot the ball, then the keeper saved, but he bounced on the ball to score the first goal, which is really a striker's instinct, and that's the good thing about Patrick Bamford. And hopefully he'll work out in the Premier League, because Premier League is a very hard league to play in. I think for all positions it's so hard to play in, because the expectations are really high, because everybody watches the league, and so hopefully he's gonna make it, because he's a really good player and he can do great things in this Premier League and in this Leeds United team. One other player I almost forgot about is the goalkeeper, Ilan Meslier, who is a very young goalkeeper. He's only 20 years and he's from France. And of course, you expect that. Most goalkeepers in the league are usually big-bodied, and they have a big structure too. Yeah, I mean, goalkeepers are usually like that. But this guy he's a lean goalkeeper. He's tall, but he has made so many crucial saves this season. Even though he have only played 6 games, he's made so many crucial games, and he already has had 2 clean sheets for the season, and you can see that he's gonna be a great goalkeeper for this season. So yeah, he's a really good essential part of the Leeds team, and you can see that Marcelo Bielsa highly regards him because he has opted to bench Kiko Casilla, who is 33 years old. He is an experienced goalkeeper. He's played in the Champions League for Real Madrid, but he has opted to go with Ilan Meslier, who's a young, inexperienced goalkeeper who is looking like a goalkeeper who is going to stay for many years in the Leeds United camp. But one thing about Leeds United is that Marcelo Bielsa demands total dedication and hard work to the team and the system from the players. So that's why one can easily say that Leeds United doesn't necessarily have superstars, but they have ordinary players who are doing extraordinary work in order for the team, so that the team can work well, and the team can work as a unit. So that's why I think Leeds United is doing so well during this time and during this period of the Premier League. And I know if they continue playing like they've been playing, then they're gonna go far. They're gonna finish even in the top 10, but most importantly, they are going to stay in the Premier League. So that's gonna be good for them. And as I conclude this episode, I just want to say that this season has been full of surprises, and because the season has been full of surprises, I wanted to make I wanted to make surprises of the season a segment in this podcast, and hopefully you're gonna see more and more of these surprises and more and more football, good football from teams that many people doubted will do so well. So we are going to be discussing players. We are going to be discussing players and teams which have done so well and have surpassed their expectations. So that's it for today, guys. Stay safe. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe and goodbye.